Greetings everyone, and welcome to another draft of Crimson WoW and another rare first pick. The Ulvenwald Oddity is just too efficient to not pick. It is, just a creature and doesn't have any ETBs, but it does have trample and haste. And when you get to 7 mana, it becomes, even bigger monster. But it doesn't even require you to get to 7 mana because at 4 mana it's such an efficient beater. So let's take the oddity. And there's the resistance squad. Can you draw your card for a 3 mana 3/2? Pretty nice. This killer. I'm not sure how to value this thing because 4 mana 4/2 is so bad if you don't get the -2/2. And it's not gonna be happen that often. They have to have only one creature. The security. Yeah, I like this thing. And then there's retribution, decent creature, so creature removal spell, and spore crawler. I like it. Lantern crawler, belligerent quest. That had a bunch of decent commons. Oh, there's a bramble worm. I somehow like it a lot, but let's see the other options here. First of all, cipher board. Omen counters. Okay, you get to draw cards. Okay. Alright. It's slow, but I guess it's pretty good when you get to transform it. But it might be too slow. I'm not sure. I'm not taking it here. Lantern. This is the Graveyard Hate card. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Brambleworm. This is a 7 mana thing, but reach and trample with the 5 life gain, and then if this dies, you get more life. And when you pick it at pick number 2, you can maybe draft a few more ways to to gain mana, so that 7 drop won't be an issue. I think this is it's not quite like a bomb rare level thing. Of course, it is just an uncommon, but it feels like this is really good curve topper when you don't have a bomb rare to do that. Now here I could just take the Raider. I think I do like the 4-drop more than the 2-drop, but of course I don't wanna only pick expensive cards. The Quartermaster it's fine, but I don't have a reason to pick any other color yet because there's a decent green card in here. The Visionary is fine, especially if you have an aggressive deck, which this might not be if I have this expensive stuff. Alright, I take the Mariner over this 2-drop. There's also the Wolf Strike, but I'm not sure. It is okay, but I took the efficient 4-drop. This is Infestation. It's the self-mill card. When creature card get milled. Yeah, the upkeep trigger is a May trigger, so you don't have to lose because of it. But milling 2 cards is something you can't do it like if the game goes any longer, you can't just keep doing that. You will get milled and you won't have a library from which to draw. So I think this is only gonna be good in a very focused self-mill deck, and this doesn't look to be one. Alright, so am I supposed to take there's a couple of white removals. I do like the Retribution more than the Pacifism variant, or just take this. I would have 3 4-drops, that's the problem, but I'll still keep it green here, and I will be, willing to draft any other color besides it. Alright, so the Weaver of Blossoms is pretty darn good. One of the reasons also that, one of the... I will pick it now no matter what, of course, but it is... What was I trying to say? That it is one of the cards that enables, these kind of 7-drops. So without playing like a ton of lands, I don't want to go above 17 lands in most decks. I would have to have a lot of card draw or something else, some similar effects to place 18 lands. And if I play cards like this, I definitely don't need more than 17. Alright, let's take it pretty easy. There's the Inspired Idea. Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's quite good. It's the one that can draw you 3 cards for 3 mana, but it does make your hand size. It does make your hand size smaller. and you have the option to cast it for 5 mana to just draw 3 cards without the drawback. But that was very easy. Have a Year of Blossoms there. Now here, I'm not taking the Witch's Web here. I don't like the 5 mana removal. I don't need anything expensive. The red cards are playable, but I want something cheap. Now there's a Grief Rider, but I think the infantry might just be better if I go green-white here. It's a fine, especially with green-white, when I have a lot of green creatures that can train these things, but a 2 mana 2/2 that comes back as a rather expensive, but still an extra card as a 4 mana +2/+2 aura is just I feel like it's pretty good. Now, so there's yet another hook and mariner. It seems like people are passing these, like either they're ignoring green here for some reason, or they just don't care about the 4 mana 4/4 that can become a lot better. But I have 3 4-drops now, including 2 of these, so I'd rather just not, keep picking those 4 mana cards. I need something for my other curve slots. Nature's Embrace is fine, but I think this is a good spot to pick the Evolving Wilds here. Okay, so I could be a bit, defensive deck, so the Toxic Scorpion might be pretty okay. But I think I'll take the Ripsaw. It will be pretty decent with the 4-drops I have. I mean, one of them has Trample already, but the +3/+3 is of course good with Trampler, and when talking about these non-Tramplers, which is these things, this can give Trample to them. Now there's an easy Spore Crawler. The Flourishing Hunter is a card I'm willing to have in this deck, but now I want to have anything that is cheap, and this is a really decent 3-drop. And yeah, I'm definitely not necessarily green-white because I have only 1 white card. Who knows, maybe I'm in mono-green. That would be interesting actually. It's possible. And now the Sheltering Bows, or is it Bows or Bows? Well, anyway, I quite like it, but it is 3 mana for an effect that might, I mean, if opponent has removal or something, it's gonna be a tempo loss, but it does replace itself. Draw a card is huge here, but I think in this deck I need to have some early game, and given my pretty decent late game here, based on the cards I've picked so far, it seems that I can take a 2 mana 1/1 that can block well. Alright, here, I don't know, I'm not gonna take the Fred Strong here. I don't like the Bekiller here. Let's take the Crawling Infestation, but I don't feel like playing this card. I'm actually thinking about mono green here. Well, of course, if I get a good Bumrer or something like that. High quality removal that is splashable. What's this, by the way? Not good. Let's take this. I mean, I can be any color combination still. Well, there's a mana form Hellkite. It's also mythic rare, so that means I'll just automatically pick it because, mythic completion and such that requires picking all the mythic rares. Well, it doesn't require, but it does make it easier to mythic complete sets when you pick mythic rares in drafts. And of course, that's the pick anyway. Let's see the green options. There's still the Hunter and the Spore Crawler. Who knows, I might get one of these back as pick number 9. And then this is just a 4 mana 4/4 flyer. It is a double caster though. It is a real price, but it's worth it. And I do have 3 4-drops already, but now I'm happier I didn't take the yet another Hook and Mariner. But yeah, when you cast a non-creature spell, which this deck might not have a lot of, by the way. So this makes some Dragon Illusions tokens. Flying Haste. Yeah, okay, you can just, I mean, all you care about in this card is basically the 4 mana 4/4 flyer part. And then it's a bonus if you get to attack with some dragons at some point. And in some color combinations like black, red and blue, red, of course you will have a lot of non-creatures because, well, those colors tend to have limited playable non-creatures, a lot more than, green. But yeah, that was a pretty good pickup. And then there's the Reclusive Taxidermist. I really like it. I mean, 2 mana 1/2 that taps for any color. That's basically all you need for a card to make it quite decent in limited. Especially if you care about, I mean, I have 4-drops, a lot of them, I have a 7-drop, so I could have like a turn 3 4-drop with this thing. It's easily to pick here. I'm just checking out these cards out of curiosity. It's a new set, so I definitely don't recognize all the cards just by looking at the art. So yeah, let's take this anyway because I was running out of time here. So dig up. Okay, well this is the well, it's not gonna be the pick now. It's just the basic land search part. I'm not gonna be able to have the double black here easily. I mean, it's possible because the Weaver of Blossoms, which I think I'm gonna pick here, I have to check out the other options first. This can add 2 mana of any color when it's night, so that like allows casting the cleave version of the dig up, for instance. If I had this in my deck, but I'm feeling like what's this? Human control dice, draw a card. All right, that's probably for the green-white deck. I'm not picking that. The Sigardan Paladin is, by the way, very good, but I think this deck just is gonna take another Weaver here. The Paladin, if I didn't have the mana from Hellkite, I would maybe take the Paladin there, because I have the one white 2-drop here, and I could be, green-white still. But actually, I haven't seen like a red removal or anything, and I'm not gonna splash a double caster. Even though in a monocolor deck you could splash a double caster, I could have like I don't know, a couple of these Weavers and maybe 6 mountains and then have the double red for this at some point. But I might not play it at all. Anyway, this is interesting. Wolf or werewolf? I have some of them. This is wolf. Okay. I like to have this just because I have the option to maybe have it for cheap. And it seems like green is open enough. Okay, there's another very good 4-drop red card, which is double caster as well. But there's also a 2-drop, which I just need. Now there's another Drug Skull Infantry, but the more I draft, the more I feel like I'm gonna be mono green here. Monocolor has the fantastic advantage of not caring about what kind of basic lands your starting hands have, and you will always have your colors working. That does help you keep more starting hands. And avoiding mulligans is definitely great. Look at the top 7 2 land cards on the battlefield. This is the ramp spell. Well, it's the basic, 4 mana sorcery speed that ramps you with 2 lands. From 7 cards, it should happen mostly, but this deck definitely prefers the Scorpion here. I have already a couple of Weaver of Blossoms, and I just want to have some 2-drops. And well, that's the Millipede. Not the kind of card I want to have here. I will take the Lacerate Flesh mostly because this is a best of 3 draft. So even if I don't main deck the 5 mana removal, I might have a situation where I wanna sideboard it in. Now I might take in a 2-drop. Well, I should cut the non. I'm even cutting the Hellkite for now. So let's see. That's a bunch of 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm thinking about the Spore Crawler. I just like it too much. The Dawnheart Disciple is fine, but man, I like this card too much. I take the Crawler. I guess I took it. Okay, time was running out, so the interface was doing some funny business there, but I got it. I have 2 of them now. All right, Flourishing Hunter. I don't like the mulch really at all. So this is going to be a mono green deck, which means the Evolving Wilds will be cut now. And Bramble Armor. Now I'm thinking about stuff I might want to sideboard in, like a Cradle of Safety. It's not impossible against some very removal heavy deck, because when you are a monocolor deck, you can sideboard stuff like that in. I don't care about the Bramble Armor. I already have the Ripsaw, which is a much better card. I don't need that kind of a weird equipment there. So yeah, all of these, especially single casters, are basically splashable when I'm sideboarding stuff. I don't think I will have that many humans. That's 7. That's maybe not. I won't have that many +1/+1 counters either. I'll just take the 2-drop here to make sure I have. Okay, and the wolf. Sure. Well, that's enough 2-drops, I think. All I need now is. Well, I have one non-creature spell. It's the equipment. So of course I passed one of those green sort of removal cards. Well, it is a removal card, the 3 mana thing that makes your creature deal damage equal to its power to some other creature, and I think if it's night, the creature you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. So I passed that. I took something like maybe a hook hand mariner over it. I would now want to have some of that stuff more. Yeah, it's the wolf strike. That I passed, and I would like to have stuff like this. Well, now I picked. I opened this, but there's a Hamlet Vanguard, and there's extra counters for each other non-token human. Oh, it has ward 2 as well. So 8 humans. I guess it's enough if you have one of them. Then you have a 3 mana 3/3. Of course, if you have now, you don't want to have a 3 mana 1/1 with ward 2. I'm not sure how much I care about it. It will be a 3 mana 5/5 sometimes though. But I think I need a Wolf Strike here now. This seems like just another creature in a deck with full of creatures. I need some interaction, and this is the pick I'm gonna make now. Alright, so Patchwork. By the way, I do admit I didn't read the other cards in the pack. I was kind of like assuming I'm gonna take one of the green cards, but I should have actually read the other stuff. Well, anyway. It's too late now. Okay, that's interesting, but I'm not sure if it's something I want to. No, I'll just keep it green, and I'll take another of these Ripsaws, I guess. I might play both of them. Now that I have all these 2-drops, that might really be worth it. You may cast this spell as though it had flash. Okay, so it's a 3 mana 3/3 that is a 6/3 when it's night. Well, and at 5 mana, you can surprise someone. Also, that's one of the ways to actually, I can play this thing on turn 4 and then nothing on turn 5 to make it into a night, and then still use all my 5 mana by playing this. That's of course the idea of this flash on this werewolf. Well, I'll take it. I mean, I suppose I can also just have another 3-drop here. How about this pack then? I like this. Wolf or werewolf? This gets a counter. Well, I have a bunch of the werewolves, right? 6 and then 2 wolves. It has a decent enough chance to be growing. So I'm gonna take it here. Yeah. And, well, maybe... Oh, there's a Crushing Canopy, and this is a best of 3 draft. In one of my... Was it my first draft, which was best of 3 or something? Well, first or second, this is my third traditional draft. Anyway, Crushing Canopy was really good, and I think I'm gonna pick it for the sideboard. I guess this deck could play the Snarling Wolf, especially with the Paksang pop. Oh, another one of these guys. Another one of Crushing Canopies too. I could see sideboarding more than one of these in, but I can actually just go for... I mean, just cut some of the human 2-drops and maybe these Death Touch things, because now I do have a lot of 2-drops and I definitely need to cut one of them. Well, I don't need to cut anything yet because I'm at 22 cards, which I just realized, by the way. Yeah, that's of course when you play a monocolor deck. That's a risk. You run out of removal. So no, I run out of playables, not removal. Well, I don't have removal a lot either, but I guess I'm not running out of playables. I have something in my sideboard that I could be playing, like a Wedding Invitation. It's a playable card if you need a filler. But point is that there's a ceremonial knives too. All right. I'm just figuring out if I want to sideboard some of this stuff in. Maybe the Millipede against some removal heavy deck. I don't need a third Toxic Scorpion. I'm not sure if I'm gonna main deck the Millipede too. Some Graveyard Hate with... Nah, I don't think I need it. Okay, so I could have gone for the Wretched Throngs, I guess. I've passed quite a few of them. I have already also picked one of them. Okay, so my deck looks like it's 22 out of 40. I'm gonna play 17 lands. So either the Wedding Invitation or the Moldcraft Millipede is gonna go there. Do I care about the Nature's Embrace? I don't think I do. I'll just take the Witness here. Well, there's another spot to take a Bramble Armor. Who knows? Maybe I will play it. I don't know about the final card in the deck. We will see very soon. Yeah, so green was open enough that I'm able to play the monocolor deck, but not enough open that I have a lot of options to decide between. Okay, I will take a Snarling Wolf just because I have 2 packs and pops. I want to maximize the wolves, and I will actually play it. I think that is my final playable. But let's make sure in the deck building. I might make some kind of changes still, but I'm pretty sure this is going to perhaps be the final deck. Okay, so definitely not having a removal is not great. Well, I have 1 wolf strike. I wouldn't have minded to have another one of those, but 20 creatures is pretty funny. Let's see if I want to make some changes, because I do have maybe more 2-drops than I will be needing here. So I can even play something like a Bramble Armor just to try it. But yeah, let's go to this mode first. I'll keep these 17 forests from Crimson WoW, I suppose. Even though I'm not a big fan of the art, it's somehow maybe a bit too dark for a forest. I would want to see a bit more colors. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 2-drops with the 1 Snarling Wolf. Now with the spiked Ripsaw, which I have 2 of, I definitely want to have the 2-drops, because these are the the kind of good creatures to carry this thing. Now I said this is gonna be a fine thing to carry the Hook Hand Mariners, or the werewolf version can also carry it, and it's great because I get to make these guys tremble. It's a bit risky though. You have to sacrifice a forest on attack, so the opponent, if they have mana up and cards in hand, they could just do something, and then I'd sacrifice the forest for no reason. So I don't expect to be sacrificing a lot of forests with this thing, but it is something you can do in certain, when, for example, if you are otherwise going to lose, you have to take the risk and try to trample over a bunch of damage. Anyway, point is that it's of course pretty expensive to play a 4 mana creature, then have this which cost 3 mana just to play, and then another 3 mana to equip, and then that's basically 10 mana total to get the Mariner on the battlefield holding the Ripsaw. So if opponent has like a 2 mana interaction there, you can do the math. That's a lot of mana difference. So it's nicer to have a lot of these 2-drops that will be able to these things can get outclassed later in the game, so they maybe don't contribute much to the ongoing battle on the on the battlefield. But if they get +3/+3, they definitely get like another life in that case. So I like to have a double of these in decks that have a lot of 2-drops. So now the question is, do I want to play like all the Scorpions? I do think about the Disciple. I have humans 9 total, so this will get some triggers too, so they can attack as 3/3s. And let's see one more thing. There is the Oakshade Stalker. So when it's day, this is a human. So okay, so there's like a little bit of utility. If it's a day and I play this on opponent's turn, this can also, because it's a human, it can pump the Dawnhide Disciple when this is doing blocking duty. It doesn't work in night, because during night it is only a werewolf and doesn't trigger this Disciple. Okay, something to keep in mind. I feel like maybe 2 Toxic Scorpions might not be what I want to start with in the main deck. But the options too, I'm not gonna add an 18th land. So if I don't play 2 of them, I don't like a main decking the Crushing Canopy. I could take the Millipede now, because the point of course is that you don't have to rely on the 3 cards you mill for this card to become bigger. This is good play late in the game when creatures have traded, or your creatures have eaten removal spells, and then this is just naturally gonna be like a big creature for 5 mana. But does my deck care about that? One thing that favors that is that I have 20 creatures, so a lot of the stuff in my graveyard will be exactly creatures. So the Millipede might actually be fine in this deck. I don't think it's that good of a card in general. But do I need more heavy hitters? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The Outcast. Yeah, this can be a 4-mana card too, and easily will be, because look at this. 5 wolves, 6 werewolves. Okay, this is one of the werewolves, but there's 10 of my 20 creatures can make this thing cheaper. Or I guess for the other 19 creatures, not counting this, I have 10 werewolves out of those 19 creatures that can make this cheaper. And during night, this is pretty good. When this thing or another wolf or werewolf dies, I get to draw a card. So that's really good. And it's a 6/5, of course. So this might not be a 6-drop. This could be a 4-mana card and in some cases. So I might be able to actually play one 5-drop, given also that I have the double Weaver of Blossoms. Yeah, I'm doing it. Toxic Scorpion, the first one is gonna be cut, or the second one rather, and I will play the Millipede in this deck. It's still a completely reasonable mana curve here, so let's do it. Actually, not a bad idea would be a Ceremonial Knife, because this deck, well, maybe not, because usually you will want to, because this creates blood tokens, not because it gives +1/+0, that's not really so exciting, but if your deck wouldn't have like anything that costs more than 5, maybe then, but now I do want to go to 7 mana because of the Brambleworm, so I'm not going to be discarding extra lands that fast. Plus I have double Spike Trip, so I have uses for my forest, so I'm not going to play the knife here. And I'm not gonna try the Bramble Armor. That was another card I was thinking about, just maybe testing. But I will sideboard it in if I feel like if I don't even need like the other Toxic Scorpion. That could be a thing. But anyway, this is the deck. This is the main deck, I mean. Now this format seems to be a bit heavy on bomb race, so of course my removal with, I mean I have one removal in the deck. I could easily just tie to bomb race, but at least I have a good way to curve out, have some heavy hitters that maybe hopefully opponent can't deal with. Okay, I'm keeping it. I have actually 3 plays I can make here. I do want to have more hands with this 6-drop in my hand, but I mean, if I have 3 cards I can play with the lands I have in the starting hand, I just don't think it would make sense to mulligan go down to 6. And land as my first draw was exactly what I wanted. So this thing is... Alright, so I don't have other human. This is a human, so this gets the trigger from humans. I might still play the Sporeback Wolf here now. That has first strike when attacking, yeah. I'll play the... Yeah, so I can't block this thing. Because this can attack as a 2/4. And this, maybe I'll play this on the next turn, and then the Mariner can trigger this. But yeah, this attacking as a 2/4 is gonna be easier to push through with than this as a 2/2. Okay. Well, that Celebrant does have a first strike when attacking, so I'm assuming they will attack, but now they have that thing. Oh, Paxang Pop. Well, I guess that's the thing I'm gonna have. It's gonna start growing right away. I do want that trade with this thing though, and yeah, it is my only other wolf or werewolf, but next turn I can have this thing. I don't want them to get a lot of these blood tokens. They will get one at least, because this will has trample, and this only is 2/4 on my turn. But I think this is rather easy now. Let's play this, get the counters on now at least. If nothing else, this is a 2-mana 2/2. Very high potential to be bigger on the next turn. I will use the Sporeback Wolf to try to trade with the... Oh. Vampire's Vengeance. They got a 2-for-1 here. And a blood token, and now another blood token. So yeah, the Vengeance was, let's say, quite bad for me. But I do have a lot of big creatures coming up. The Millipede can also be a huge one, and they actually are missing land drops. And let's see if they can push through the 4/4, because if they cannot, I am in a decent shape. But they could have like a Sure Strike or, you know, a bunch of things. Of course I will be, I know I have to block every attack now. I'm not gonna, I just need to, if they have more tricks or removal, I just need to wear them out. I do have the Flourishing Hunter, which can actually be quite good So they discarded a black card, so they are actually running missing a color here. And now they are unable to attack. And now it's night. Don't know how much it matters because I've got a double spell now. But can I actually... Can't be blocked by this now. Okay, so I can raise here. Suppose I can give it Death Touch. It shouldn't matter though. They can block with this thing. They can have a Sure Strike. No, they would have attacked if they had a Sure Strike. I'm gonna deal here 6 now. The Brambleworm is going to be good. If I ever go to 7 mana, that might not happen. But yeah, I'm gonna double spell the Rider will become a 4/4. But I felt like I can actually raise him now. Them attacking with them first striker is no big deal. I can still, try to block the guest with this disciple. And I actually don't mind if my creatures die. That makes my millipede even bigger, and then this can gain me enough as much life as this thing's toughness. So if the disciple dies, I will have 3 creature cards in my graveyard. And hopefully I will get a land, and then this will be a 5/5 plus however many creatures I'm gonna mill there. Now I could just attack with the block with the Scorpion, but I mean it just makes more sense to leave this for something even bigger they might be having. They'll have their wolf sorry, not wolf token. What I'm talking about here? Blood token. Okay, undying this thing. So this says that this is another one of those. How good is the Undying Malice? So they get a blood token because they trampled well. It comes with a +1/+1 counter. Fine. Don't think I care. But why did it attack with the Celebrant? It had a free attack because of the first strike. Well, the Spore Crawler isn't bad, actually, at all. I'm still leaving the Scorpion to block because... Yeah, because if this dies, at least I get to draw a card. But I am going to push through with the Marinery, because this is also a race here. They will get a ton of these blood tokens, but I just can't help it. That gives them like a good late game value. Now, of course, what I just need here is a land. If I have a land, I can play this as at least a 5/5. Most likely bigger, and then if I have another land at some point, this is gonna be... I have a very good 5, 6, 7 here. If I just drew 3 lands back to back, I think that would be the best. And I have this one extra card draw here. Okay, so they are gonna discard a mountain to draw something. So the Undying Malice, I'm not that... I don't care about this kind of... It's not even a trick. It is a 1 mana card that allows them to, make it like their 3-drop survive. It becomes bigger. It's not like useless, but it's also something I don't have to worry about too much. Okay, they have an end the festivities. Alright. Well, they can do that. That's only 1/1 with the Scorpion. Upgrade. Oh, they chose to kill that, but I can still block the quest, I hope. I mean, I hope it is not gonna... Is their final card in their hand going to let them attack for 6 here? Like, this will still trample over, but I would not mind trading here. They will have 2 blood tokens still, so they can make their extra cards into, more cards if they have, for example, a land. But now this is gonna be like an 8/8 at minimum, and I drew the second land too. So this is gonna be 8/8 into 11/11, depending on how many creatures I'm gonna mill here. Now the problem is they might have a threaten effect. So that was 1 creature and 2 lands, so it's 9 now. So if they steal this and attack with it, I'll just lose. But that's how it goes. If that doesn't happen, I'm gonna gain 9 life from the millipede. Yeah, that's like not enough. I can't just attack. They might even jump block. They have no double block. I don't want to give them the information about this thing. they will get to draw a card with the wedding security, but problem is that for them that I have a 6/6 here blocking the, even this becomes a 5/5. But now this is gonna put me to 17 life. So they need to draw something good here. Discarding a land to draw a card. Yeah, maybe the millipede is really good in this deck. I guess... okay, Edgard's Awakening. What's this thing? Returns a creature... Oh yeah, it's just a... yeah. It's good with blood tokens, of course, because you can discard this card to get erased. Okay, so they're gonna sacrifice this to draw a card. They need to have something for 1 red mana. I wonder if that's gonna help them. And now they will lose. Okay, so they had the 2 for 1 early in the game. So... and the festivities means I'm not gonna play the Death Touchers, definitely not. And of course the Vampire's Vengeance is something I need to keep in mind, but I don't think I have too many of things that can die to it. So let's see. Of course none of these. Well, I'm hoping this will always have at least a couple of counters. So the things that will die to the 2 damage is Spore Crawler, but it will draw me a card. This is gonna be cut just because of the end the festivities. And all my 2-drops die. Snarling Wolf can die. But the Crushing Canopy doesn't seem to do a whole lot. Do I want to sideboard into something weird here? Don't think so. Cradle of Safety. Yeah. I'll just be careful with my 2-drops, and I'm gonna play the Bramble Armor. That will actually allow my 2-drops survive the Vampire's Vengeance. Yeah, that's the change I'm gonna make here. I don't care about the other stuff. It's fine. Okay, it's a 5 land hand, but I can have a pretty good mana produce. I mean, as if I need more mana. Now they can of course accelerate me, but I think I'm gonna keep it. What's the best thing that can happen at 6? I get 3 lands and a nice 2-3-4 curve. The other option is I get like a 2-lander that doesn't draw more lands. Now this is a risky keep, but I also have a bunch of expensive cards in the deck, so I can have use for my mana. Opponent did mulligan to 6. So let's see what they're gonna start with. They already kept this thing. Okay, anything that's not a land is gonna be good, and the Ripsaw is gonna be nice too. I can, use my mana to equip these guys, and I will have a lot of mana because both of these do tap for mana. Okay, that's fantastic. So that could be my turn 4 play if they don't have removal, but it does seem like it's gonna be an upgrade here. Upgrade does kill also my Ripsaws. I have to be careful about these later in the game. My creatures might lose the +3/+3 buff, just like that. Now I don't actually care if they use an upgrade on this. Whatever they had, they didn't use it. It could be something else, of course, too. But I'm guessing if they have an upgrade, they will kill the Weaver of Blossoms latest. Okay, so this can have... yeah, but it doesn't matter here. This is 3. Am I just gonna play this and trade with this instead of the mana producer? This becomes a 6-3, but I don't know if that really matters. I might be more interested in the mana producer, and I'm definitely gonna block here. So let's do this because I don't feel like this. I need this as much as I need this guy. Because funnily, I drew 3 cards, none of them were lands, and that's exactly what I wanted. Those were fantastic first draw steps in this game, after keeping a 5 land hand. So this has menace, and as an ETB it creates a blood token. When it attacks, they may sacrifice a blood token if you... Okay. But now they don't have anything for the Stalker here. Brambleworm, okay. Well, I guess I'm just gonna potentially have a Brambleworm on the next turn. If they attack with the quest, I'm going to block with the Stalker. So I will have a 7 mana for the next turn. 7/6 reach trample gains me 5 life. Then with the Flourishing Hunter, I can gain 6 life. Okay, that's gonna be pretty good. Let's see if my mana producers survive this turn. Now, if they have something like a Vampire's Vengeance, it's only going to kill my Taxidermist, so they might not go for that. Okay, they chose to kill that thing. Wow, well, that's an interesting question then. I think I'm gonna still block the quest here. I have the Flourishing Hunter coming up anyway, unless they also kill this thing. Well then, if nothing else, I can play the Ripsaw. Let's see if they wanna sack this thing. They do, so it's a 5/5, I'm not going to double block it. So they could have tricks, of course. Yeah, they can have the thing that makes this return as a 4/3. I'm actually gonna go for the Brambleworm now. Then because that gains me life, I don't care about going to 12 because I'm gonna gain 5 and then I'm most likely gaining 6 after that. They will get their blood token. It's good with the Socialite. That's the problem, of course. Okay, maybe I'll make them use their card, whatever. Let's not give them if this didn't give them a blood token, because it is good with this. So I want to just... Of course they might have like a Sword Strike, something that allows this to trample through, but I'm suspecting they have the 1 mana. Yeah, this thing. So this will trade, they don't get a blood token. That comes back as a 4/3, but I have a Flourishing Hunter coming up. And then on the next turn I can play the Brambleworm. This only gains me 2 life now, but I already prevented 3 by blocking here, when the alternative was to not do that. Anyway, this is gonna be the play, of course. And they need more tricks now. This has many, so they can attack with this, but they can't attack with the quest. Okay, well, this is a rare, but it's a cheap one. Okay, zombie. Okay, they get zombie tokens, fine. These are vampires also. Alright, so this will be, let's see, I have 1, 2 creatures in my graveyard. This will be a 4/4. 4 or more creature cards in my graveyard, so I need 2 more. Alright. So the question is, am I gonna raise this guy? The answer is yes. I will of course play the Brambleworm here this turn, so I will attack for 6. Assuming they take the damage, they don't know I'm about to gain 5 life and have a 7/6 Trampler here. If they choose to double block, they will get a you know, a 2/2 token here, but I wouldn't have minded if they did that. Now they still can't really attack. I mean, they have an empty hand, so they need to draw something massive. I also can make this thing to trample. It can be a 9 power trampler. I could have 16 power of trample damage, but I wouldn't do that decision unless I know what they have here. So this can then attack exactly with 2. I don't think they can attack with exactly 2. Well, they can, but they will have to sacrifice. I guess if they can, yeah, they can do the Blood-Crazed Socialite and the Headless Rider attack. this has still menace. They can sacrifice this to get it. I mean, this will be replaced by a 2/2 zombie token, and this will transform. But I don't think it matters too much. They have. This is just a 3/3 with a pump effect that, pumps this thing and one other creature. So yeah, I think my big. Oh, look at this! I can just make a pretty big thing here. All right, so so they can, with 2 creatures, they can, well, both of these will have at least 6 toughness, so they can block with a Headless Rider and like, I don't know, one of these guys. Well, I'm gonna make the Flourishing Hunter, of course, a big trampler. So that's 16 trample damage. Because I will sacrifice, I can sacrifice a forest. Now that they have no cards, so they can't just jump block it. They need to absorb at least 3 here. But I'm assuming they're gonna like double block something, but it's not gonna be very fun for them. Headless Rider isn't very good blocker against trample attackers. So they actually did exactly that. Even if they have a threaten effect, can they win with it? They can take my 9/9, but I can still block here. No, with a threaten effect I won't. Okay, that does nothing. Okay, my big creatures are doing stuff here. Yeah, they transform that pump and... Oh, with threaten and this, actually I might have lost. Anyway, let's take the 7 here now. Yeah, they are losing, so let's just... I'm attacking with the worm only to save time. This I will have to figure... I mean, I don't wanna click through this trigger here, so let's just finish it like this. Okay. Mono green for the win. Okay. Yep. I have a 2-drop. I can play the Ripsaw on turn 3, although it's not the greatest turn 3 play, but... Okay, opponent mulligan to 6. But if I draw any land, I have the Mariner coming up. And also that, but it's not a... yeah, I'll just play the Disciple first. If I now draw my 4th land, I can play the Paksang Pop, and on turn 4 it will get the counter. Get infantry there. That's actually interesting. I'm gonna do this now, because this, I can race with these guys. And now if I draw my 4th land, I will play this. It's a human, so this will attack as 3/3s. Okay, that lifelinker is annoying, but I drew the land, which is the opposite of annoying. So they will be able to double block one of these guys, but I'm gonna kill the lifelinker if they do that. They chose not to, so maybe they have an answer on the Mariner. Next turn I can start getting counters on this thing. Well, they will have to use 5 to exile that. They will have to use 5 to exile that, so I will get 1 counter at least. And then they will have to use the entire next. And I have... Okay, this is actually perfect, because I can also have the Ripsaw, which I can then equip on the next turn. Because as long as this thing is on the battlefield, of course this keeps getting counters. Crossing Canopy, yeah, I'm gonna have it here. They had to land, but they chose that it's not important to exile it. So I get another counter on this thing. This has training, okay. So how do I do it? This is a... I may cast this as though it had flash if I pay 2 more to cast it, so I can do it also on my turn, and I have 5. Now I could equip the Ripsaw, of course, but I'd maybe rather attack with bunch of stuff here, because this will be 3/3. It is now day, so this is a human. The other alternative is to just equip this and not use any other mana. Yeah, I'll go for it. They might make some blocks that are not so good. I might lose the pub, which is gonna be able to grow even more, but it's fine. Okay, this is the best outcome for me. This is amazing outcome for me. Wow. I mean, that's probably just game over for them now. They didn't even block the pub, which is about to grow even more. They could have double blocked. They needed a double block there. Well, how about the cavalry? Yeah, they don't really. And now I have another werewolf, so exiling the mariner no longer makes this thing, you know, no longer makes this thing not get counters. Now they have a 4/4 lifelink flyer, but it's just not enough against the stuff I have here, especially with the ripsaw thing here. It's just not gonna work for them. This is a human, yep, but this is of course now a 4/4 lifelink flyer. So if I want to, I should just equip here. Yeah, they don't even want to continue, because what I would have done here is that I would have offered to trade on the wolf. Now this wolf gets counters, but they could also just, you know, deal with it. So if they would lose their lifelink flyer and I would lose my pack song pop, that would be completely fine. So my plan was here to equip the Oak Shade Stalker with the Ripsaw. It's a 6/6 attack for 10, so they have to block, otherwise they will die. By the way, I could have attacked with the Disciples. Oh yeah, I could have. Because they were effectively at 4. No, I couldn't have, because they were at 14. So I equip on the Stalker. I guess if I don't equip on the Stalker... No, I wasn't gonna... Yeah, I couldn't have attacked with this because of the lifelink here. But anyway, I will equip the Stalker. They will have to block the Paxong pop, otherwise they will die. And then it also will become Knight, so this is a 6/3 with +3/+3, so it's a 9/6 in that case. Alright. Anyway, Griffwing, all the stuff there I saw means that I'm gonna play the Crosswing Canopy for sure. Anything else? Like first of all, I need to cut something, and I feel like the Toxic Scorpion is something I might want to have here. It can give another creature death touch until end of turn, and that will work with the Spiked Ripsaw and of course the Brambleworm here, because Trample and Death Touch have the very nice interaction of being able to trample over a ton of damage. But yeah, I think that is gonna be my cut still. Yeah, it's fine. This deck is fine. It's not that I have a lot of things to sideboard in. Alright, so with the Taxidermist, this is actually a fine hand. Oh, my rare makes an appearance. Oh, even a 1-drop. How lucky. Although I actually would not mind having some land draws here, but I'll have time to draw some lands. So this thing draws a card when they... Oh, what is this? I'm gonna take the Paxong Pop in here. I'm of course not gonna attack with the 1/1 because if they deal with the Paxong Pop, I don't want them to draw a card. So, and they did deal with it. Okay, so now the Taxidermist is what I need. Oh, I can actually kill that thing with the Crossing Canopy at some point, if I want to. Same story, I'm gonna make sure I have a blocker on this thing, if they have more interaction. That's fine, just a 1/3, I don't really care about that. Now this is fantastic. I can, well, simply just attack with the Hasty guy. Oh, that leaves me only one blocker. Maybe I wanna be a bit safer. The thing though is that if I play the 4-mana card now, Well, I don't have to attack with it actually. Because if I play this and attack, and they might have something on this, like a simple bounce spell and draw a card. Now, it's not the end of the world, but it's still something I want to prevent. So, but the point is that if I play my 2 mana cards now, how about if I draw a land on the next turn? I have only basically 1 spell to play. Whereas if I play this oddity now and play a land, draw a land, I can play a 3 mana card and a 2 mana card. It's better for 1 mana. I'm gonna play this and not attack. Because I don't wanna... I mean, I might have missed 4 damage there, but I think I'm gonna be in a good shape in the late game anyway. Tapper. Yeah, well, I will have more than 1 problematic creature for them. And I did draw the land, so now what I can do is... I'm actually feeling about maybe just... I'm just not sure. This will be very, very good against most of their stuff, but I will have a thing that starts growing now. I have a wolf in here, a wolf in here, so this just is gonna get counters after counters. Okay, fine, I'll do that. I feel like that's what I want to do. Although they might just discard. I mean, that might just be... Do I need this thing right now? I have the ripsaw with... No, I'm actually gonna leave the crossing canopy for something that can be an actual problem I need to deal with. Yeah, it would have been sweet to get this thing getting counters, but maybe I'll need to save this for something. I don't know if I care about this too much, but if this picks up some enchantments at some point, they might, you know, kill the cat guys just to... You know, just to start drawing cards with that thing, and then I can use the crossing canopy. So let's do this now and equip someone. The disciple sounds fine. No point equipping this because they can just tap it. And now, do I want to attack with the... This can only block flyers, so I could attack here, but I fear they're gonna use this. They might be countering. I mean, they would get a card, and then I guess I'm gonna play it very safe. I wanna be able to have my crushing canopy up when they're about to draw a card with this thing. Because my idea was that they are gonna block with this, and then they can... Okay, yeah, they do that, which is completely fine. I'll attack with this wolf. Because now they're gonna put that maybe on the flyer, and then I can use the crushing canopy to, you know, get a nice little effect here. Hoping they don't have a counter spell. Brambleworm will be good, but let's see now if they're gonna go for some kind of a tap effect. That will leave them only 2 mana then. So if they do have a counter spell, I don't think it doesn't negate in this format. So I'm gonna attack with the 5/5. Won't be sacrificing anything. If they're gonna tap something on the end of my turn, then I'm gonna respond with the crossing canopy. Because then I think there's a good chance they can't counter this. Because of course I can destroy the creature, not just the aura. Okay, this is good. That's what I needed to happen. And now I'm very happy I didn't go for the greedy play of destroying the confinement thing here. Because now the opponent is in big trouble. If I draw land, I get the Brambleworm, for instance. Yeah, they just didn't even want to. This is just too many big things, because with the equipment I have, every creature I have here is a big threat. The one tapper won't be good enough. Okay, again on the play, and again it's a keep. I can start accumulating counters on this thing if I get my 3 mana, 3rd mana. So only one land will be enough for me to play a bunch of this stuff. And that's it. So gonna play the pop now because that will pick up a counter on the next turn. Oh, I have the outcast, which will be a 4-mana spell now. Pretty sweet. If I draw another land, that would be a very, very good set of draws. Now they have a nice rare, but I did draw my land. Can't block. Whenever this deals combat damage to a player blood token, sacrifice 2 of them, this returns. Okay, well it would be good for them if that they can't block this thing. Oh my, this is gonna be insane. Me drawing those 2 lands back to back. They're gonna be in big trouble. Let's just do this right away because they have no decisions on this turn. They're tapped out and can't block. So I'm actually threatening to deal 12 damage on turn on the next turn. This thing has lifelink, but I mean it's not really a big deal. Land was I mean I kept a 2-lander, and in my first 4 draw steps I had 3 lands. That is amazing. I can play the Disciple and the Ripsaw here now. This is a 2/2 lifelinker, so they can't even trade with anyone. And they have to block because this is actually 4/4/7. That's 12 damage. Sadly, I can't play and equip this because that would be a game won. Alright. Anyway, I think I'm gonna still win, but they have to jump block. They will go to 14, then they will take 7. They are at 7. Yeah. And I will just win on turn 6 here, most likely, unless they have what they can do at 4 mana. I mean, I don't think they can do anything. Yeah. The Paksang pop is really good when you have a lot of triggers for it. And I have 2 of these pops in here. Alright, so I saw another lot of cards, of course. But didn't even see the second color if they have one. The 4-bear, the Desperate Farmer. So this thing says it's a 3-mana 2/2 lifelinker when another creature they control dies. It's a 4/3 lifelinker. So it's an interesting card because 4/3 lifelinker for 3 is gonna be great. But also a 2/2 lifelinker for 3 is not great. So I guess if you have some sacrifice stuff like I don't know, exploit maybe in your deck, this can be a quite sweet card because 4-power lifelinker it's really hard to raise. Okay, so I don't really know if I'm supposed to have anything. I mean, Crushing Canopy, not because of the rare. I'm not gonna, be killing this. I'm gonna raise. I need to be able to raise a 3-power can't block flyer. I just need to curve out well. And how about the Toxic Scorpion? I'm thinking about that. How good it's gonna be here. It might not be that good. I might actually play something like a Bramble Armor here. Wedding Invitation. Draw a card. Target creature can't be blocked. Well, I don't have no vampires, so it's really doesn't seem very good card. Okay, the Scorpion goes away, and I will try the Bramble Armor. Okay, let's see. If I lose this game, I can readjust. Okay, I don't have a 2-drop, but I have 3 lands now. Now I don't have to hope to draw some lands. I also have this 4-drop rare here, and of course the mana producer here. Okay, so they're blue-black. I didn't see the blue there, so that's the color combination. And now they are not having swamps. So I'm gonna play the Stalker. No, not that. I'm of course the thing that can produce mana. So that can attack and give -2, okay. Might I trade with that thing? Nah, I think. Now they will get this aura in the graveyard. I'm gonna play this anyway. I'll see what they do. I could still trade with it. Because starting to take 3 here might not be what I want. Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course I can't trade with this thing. I would have needed to play a 3-3 in order to trade. Okay, well now this, of course, all this stuff means I'm gonna have my crushing canopy instead of the bramble armor, I think. Anyway, this I have to block. Well, let's just start. Oh, I can actually. Oh, yes. I can. I mean, I'll try it. They can have a counter spell, but of course the point is this will be able to eat the 1/1 for free now. It can't eat the other guy. Oh, it's night now. Well, I guess that's not so bad either. I mean, they won't be able to attack now because -2, -0 won't be enough. Unless they have a trick of some kind, of course. I'm still playing the Stalker end of turn, of course. Can they go for it? So this is only a 6-3, so... Oh yeah, I have to tap these two. Yeah, okay, so that make it easy then. Let's do this and see what happens. They just did that. Does my werewolf die somehow now? Don't remember every card in this format now. Is there something that kills a creature that took damage? They have that thing, but I have a 6-3 coming up, which is, you know, pretty good. Now I understand now why they did what they did. They can start drawing cards with this thing, but what I also have here is a hasty guy. Now, do I want even to play the Spore Crawler? Because no, I don't want it to become sorry, I don't want it to become a day. Although they might double spell, but I'm missing 3 damage there. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, they didn't actually expect. Look at this. They actually were facing 10 more power than they were expecting, because I had a flash 6 power creature and then a 4 power haster. So that was something they really couldn't expect to happen there. The other one is an uncommon, the other one is a rare even. So that was really nasty for them. Okay, can they double spell? They need to. They get a card draw there, and then even if they double spell, I still have big creatures. They have that, so now it's... But I have the rip, so does that mean... Oh, they are tapped out. This is not a treasure token. They don't have any mana, so I can do this. This has trample, so that's 10 power trample. Yeah, that's a game 1. Well, what an event. What an event it was. Fine, just attack with everything. Yes, sacrifice a forest. That's it. They will take 8 from tramplers anyway. Well, mono green did some work. I don't think there even was a spot in the draft when I should have, moved into drafting a 2-color deck. I did pick the Mythic Dragon with the assumption that I will be red-green, but I just didn't see any red worth picking. If I saw something like Aberrates or some other good stuff like that, yeah, I would have had red in the event, in the final build. But it just seems like the mono green was the only reasonable way to progress in the draft. And about the cards, Paxong Pop, really good. It's like a Luminarch aspirant, but not quite as good, but really good still. If you have the support, of course, you need to have it. Well, this deck had 6 werewolves and 5 wolves total, so 11. So this is one of them. So I guess 10 other creatures that can make this trigger happen. And well, I mean, never had to even cast this, so I guess you can go 3 wins without any removal. Although I did have the crushing canopy killing some creatures. And the millipede, I maybe should have paid more attention to the actual creature count in the deck. So this can be quite big. Well, for example, the matchup where I actually got to cast this, this was like was it a 9/9 or something like that? It was something huge. because of the opponent had so much removal, and of course almost all my cards. Well, half the deck was creatures, so if I'm going to have some cards in my graveyard for whatever reason, a lot of them will be creatures. I still don't think this is a very good 5-mana card, but it's something to pay attention to maybe. And well, what else there's to say? The Brambleworm, I think it's really good. 5 life, reach and trample. That's so good on defense and on offense. And then there's the exile effect too, that can gain even more life. Yeah, I think the deck was pretty sweet. But I was also lucky in the draws, but especially in the game 1 in the final match when I kept a 2-lander and had 4 lands on turn 4, and so I was able to go have plays on turns 2, 3, and 4 there. But that said, you will have better opening hands and better curve outs, of course, when you have a mono-color deck. That's the point. I do, if I can, I prefer to have monocolor decks because I don't have to care about the color balance, which is sometimes one of the reasons you have to either mulligan or maybe you can't play as many spells per turn. A classic example would be having like 5 lands in a 2-color deck. 4 of them are the other color and 1 of the other color, and then you have like a 2-drop and a 3-drop from the color from which you have only 1 land available. So all that kind of stuff can happen in 2-color decks. Now that's of course the norm, but whenever you can and you find an open 1-color monocolor deck available, you should maybe consider just ignoring any other colors. Now what these things can do, what these decks can do is of course splash, have a light splash. For example, having 13 forests, 4 non-forests, of 12 forests, 5 non-forests. And I could splash like single caster bombs or removal. That's also very easy to do in these kind of decks. But yeah, that was it. I think a quite nice deck. I even got a mythic rare for my collection, got the best result here, netted some gems and got 6 packs. So all in all, pretty perfect outcome. Next draft will be a premier draft, so I will see you then. Thank you for watching and bye bye.